Hello, everybody, and I'm back with a new story. And the story that I have today is Aaron Slater, Illustrator. And this is part of a whole series of books. Okay. And the author is Andrea Beatty. At the ends of the garden, in the soft fading light, when the day turns to dusk and the dusk into night, a sweet scent of jasmine floats into the air to mix with the music of laughter and there. Aaron C. Slater soaks it all in with his flowery blanket tucked under his chin. Words drift like music, a sweet summer song for a sweet summer child who drifts off to sleep as the cottonwoods sway at the end of the garden, at the end of the day. It's summer, then summer once more. And soon Aaron D is a youngster of 4. The jasmine climbs higher, the roses have grown, and Aaron himself has a spot of his own for seedlings and saplings beside the slate walk when he illustrates daily with a bucket of chalk. So he loves to draw. Do you guys like to draw with chalk? I do. I love to make things with chalk. And that's what he likes to do. But what he loves most, what makes Aaron's heart sing, is to listen to books in the old garden swing, to write stories he thinks is the greatest of things. And me too, I think that also. But first he must read. It's the best place to start. And young Aaron wants to do all with his heart, but the words are just squiggles, and try though he might. Even with the help, Aaron can't get it right. Why can't I do it? Why is it so hard? He goes back to drawing on the slate in his yard. So what is he trying to do? What does he want to do? Right, he wants to read. And does he think it's easy or hard? Right, he thinks it's pretty hard, right? Do some of you feel that way, like learning how to read is hard? Yeah, it could be. It's school time at last. In his sunflower socks and poppy red jacket with matching lunchbox, he marches to class with the teacher's bouquet, ready to read by the end of the day. And you notice that in this book, what do you notice about the pattern in this book? Yeah, there's a lot of rhyming words in this book. So not only it's a great story, it's a lot of rhyming words, which I really love. I love rhyming words. All right, so summer's over and he's going back to school. But he doesn't that day or that month or that year. And though he makes progress, it's plainly clear he'll never quite get it like all of his friends. Since he'll never stand out, he decides to blend in. And you see how does he look in this picture, in this illustration? Yeah, in this illustration, he looks kind of mad, kind of frustrated. Why do you think he's so frustrated, so angry? Yeah, because he's trying to read and he just can't do it. He's trying and trying and trying. And so here he is at the start of grade 2 in his simple white t-shirt and matching white shoes. He tries to keep up, to blend in and to hide the tangle of feelings he carries inside. And there he is. Now he's in 2nd grade. He still has his little lunchbox. At first it goes well, since his teacher is new and a bit overwhelmed by the hullabaloo. But things settle down and Miss Gear finds her stride, and once she gets rolling, there's no place to hide. Class, she says, there's an assignment for you. Write me a story, write something true. So this is his class, his 2nd grade class, and his teacher. And she gives them a writing assignment. And so Aaron does what young Aaron must do. He works on the story like the rest of grade 2. He writes through the evening. He writes through the night. He writes and he writes till dawn's early light. And then he drags up to school with his shoes filled with blood and his stomach in knots and a pain in his head. And he waits for his turn with his heart full of dread. He's not feeling so good. And there he is over here. Let's see what happens. Miss Gear calls his name, and Aaron D. stands and unfolds the sheet in his trembling hands. As he reads, well, he tries, but it's so hard to start with 33 eyes peering into his heart. See, this is his class, and they're all staring right at him. So how do you think that might make him feel? He's in front of his class, and he has to read it in front of all of them. Yeah, he might be a little nervous or a little scared. Has it ever happened to you where you had to get up in front of your class and you had to read something or present something? Yeah, it could be a little scary. So he stares at his shoes and his sunflower socks, and then he closes his eyes, and then young Aaron talks. Once there was a flower. No, wait, I know. Once there was a magical flower, which gave all who held it extraordinary power. And you see the flower? That's a magical flower. And so begins the most perfect of tales of an imperfect hero. His courage fails. And when the day turns to dusk and the dusk into night, and the moon rises high and the dragons take flight. And who learns after all in the wee morning hours, strength comes from the heart and not magical flowers. That beauty and kindness and loving and art lend courage to all with a welcoming heart. There he is. He got the courage. And now he has his wings. And when the quest ends and the sweet flower dies, the students all gasp and Miss Lilligro cries. The silence that follows rattles his heart, and he tries to say something, but where could he start? He turns in the paper with no words at all, then blinks back a tear and escapes to the hall, where Miss Lila finds him by the state-colored wall. So there was nothing on the paper. It was a whole story that he imagined in his head that he told. This whole story here, this whole magical story. Time stops for them both, the teacher and boy. His heart fills with anguish, and hers fills with joy at the soul of this artist, courageous and true. She smiles and she whispers, Aaron, thank you. So he thought that the teacher would be upset, but she's not. She appreciated it. And when she leaves, Aaron stands there a very long while. Then slowly, so slowly, he begins to smile. And he feels like he does with those books in the swing, as a new hope inside starts to make his heart sing. He knows he could do the greatest of things in a way that is own, in a way that's just his. He can stand out and show the whole world who he is. It's really important that you should all be you and not try to be something that you're not. And at the end here, he realizes how important it's just to be him, and how he has an amazing, amazing imagination. And that is what is so great about him. Like the mightiest flames that banish the dark, hope grows in the soul from the tiniest spark. His art makes the difference. His art leads the way and helps him discover what he wants to say. So he may not be the best reader, he may not be the best writer, but what is he very good at? Yes, he is very good at drawing, illustrating, and he is very creative. He has a great imagination. And his reading does get better. Of course, still though, it is tough, but each day that they work is a little less rough. And all the imperfect heroes at the start of the quest, he must do what he can and hope for the best. So it's still tough for him. It's still tough and rough. It's still hard, but he could do it. He's working hard. Now, in the hallway, a new garden grows with jasmine and poppies, a rambling rose, books, art, and music, a dragon or two who soar through a sky of blue. The art tells a story, furious, fragrant, wonderful, wild. It's all from the heart and it's all true for Aaron, Miss Greer, and the kids of grade 2. It's a place full of it's a place full of beauty for one and for all. The illustrator's garden at the end of the hall. And this is the illustrator's garden. Look, he drew this. Isn't that beautiful? It's so pretty. He's an amazing illustrator. And that was Aaron Slater, illustrator. I hope you really enjoyed that story. Very important. Be yourself. Do the best that you can. Everyone has their strengths and everyone has their weaknesses. And his strength was his illustrating and his imagination. And his weakness was reading, but that's okay. He was going to get better at it. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you, everyone.